This episode of Are You Worthy is brought to you by Netflix. For a 30-day free trial, head on over to netflix.com/GamebreakerTV and get your stream on. Hello, Internet. Magic Man here from Gamebreaker TV, bringing you this pilot episode of Are You Worthy? The show where we give you some synopsis on any new MMO out there, and you tell us, is it worth the time for a full-blown review? Now, obviously, we're not going to give a score here or anything like that. We're going to touch on some key mechanics of the game, and you're going to let us know if it's worthy of the time and effort to get a full-blown review for a constantly evolving MMO. Today, it's Scarlet Blade, published by the team over at Aeria Games. You've seen Mr. Gannon streaming this a few times, playing with the oh-so-sexy costume. Whoa! What's up, sugar? Hey, is that a Triforce on your... Oh, no, it's not. It's not. Anyway, Scarlet Blade advertised as the mature MMO in just about every sidebar advertising you've ever seen. So, that being said, let me take this opportunity right off the beginning of this episode to get two big things off my chest here. Boobs. 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 Boobs, and boobs. Yes, the game does contain adult content as far as being visually appealing, particularly towards males who like their females well endowed. However, we're not going to spend a lot of time on that, although the dialogue does get a little creative in the game with the double entendre and the sexual innuendo, tatas for later, those types of comments, and fans are either going to disapprove or approve of that one right away, so there's no real point belaboring that whole topic. Either you're okay with it or you're not. We're going to take a step past that and look at the actual game itself, talk about a few things, and you'll decide, is it worthy? Now, overall, the presentation of Scarlet Blade is pretty standard to anybody who plays MMORPGs all that often. It's a typical questing to grind your experience and level, PvP, and instanced combat. You've got your hotbars in the center of the screen at the bottom, chat panel in the lower left, health and everything in the upper left, and of course your mini-map quests and overlay all on the right-hand side. So, pretty standard fare. Movement is WASD, your mouse and your hotbar numbers will control most of your combat and abilities, and there is an auto-pathing feature where you can click on just about every single quest target or turn-in, and it will auto-path you. Whether you like that feature or not, it's entirely up for debate, but this game has it in spades. As far as story, basically in a futuristic Earth, the Earth is attacked by an alien invasion force, and there's nuclear weapons used that devastate the planet. Humans retreat into an ark that they build and plant in the ground and hide it. It's run by an artificial intelligence who claims then builds these clones, the Arcana. The reason you're only females is because the Arcana, they found out, females have an easier time accepting the implant, and they're more visually appealing to look at. That's it in a nutshell. On to gameplay. Now, as far as gameplay goes, you're going to pick it up pretty quickly. It's the standard exclamation point question mark questing system. You can skip through all the quest dialogue if you're not interested in any of the sci-fi-ish, futuristic type storyline that's going on. And you do reach certain milestones in achievements. At level 10, you'll pick up your first mount. You can see the speeder bike that we're kind of running around with here. At level 15 or so, you'll be able to queue up for PvP instances that are bracketed by levels, like 15 to 25, 25 to 35, that type of thing. Don't quote me on the exact numbers, I'm not a PvP guru myself, but it is bracketed by levels as to what you'll be able to queue up for. There are instance-based dungeons as well that are solo all the way up through party. So, Typical MMO fare. You'll be grinding your quests, getting your levels. At level 17, you'll be able to turn into this big mech. And different characters have different types of mechs, so there's a visual difference between each class as well. You'll notice in the upper left, the third bar is decreasing. It's a timed-based mechanic when you're in the mech form. You can only stay in that form until that resource runs out, and then you'll have to go back to being a well-endowed female for a little while that bar recharges, or you use some type of consumable. All in all, for free-to-play players, not too bad. It is a consumables-based game as far as potions and things like that go. I'm sure the cash shop upon launch will have some of those speed-up experience items, but that's gameplay for you. Now, graphics, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on. You've already watched a couple minutes of gameplay. You've seen Gary play it for hours. Either the look and the aesthetic feel is for you, or it's not. And you're going to know that right away. If you're not into the whole sci-fi, futuristic, robots type thing, it's just not going to work for you. As far as quality, in the closed beta and even a little bit into the open beta, some of the sliders as far as adjusting your graphics options really didn't seem to do much. I'm hoping that that's something they'll work out as they get closer to the official launch, even though it is, well, you know, open beta might as well be the official launch for a free-to-play game, but whatever. Holy costume. And anyway, you're going to notice that it is a touch dated, but all in all, you can't really complain. It's not that outdated that you're not going to play it based simply on it being too boxy or too pixelated. Graphics, not too shabby, but not top tier. Now, as mentioned earlier, there is PvP, and I am not the PvP expert to take you through the ins and outs of any game's PvP, let alone a game that's in closed or open beta. I'm just not good at it. However, and sometimes the queue doesn't even work, that's why you're seeing me ride my bike here. Anyway, the PvP is a points-based game where one faction is on one side of the map and your faction will be on the other side of the map. Both teams will work their way through the map, not only combating each other, but also trying to take over little points on the map for extra points. The first team in 15 minutes, typically to a certain point cap, wins. If nobody wins, take a look at the PvP queue up. There's about 19 different tie-break scenarios. And I'm sure if I was a designer for Scarlet Blade, I would make an achievement to actually tie in a game. Literally, there's about 15 to 20 different scenarios on, we'll use this next, then this next, then this next, then this next, and if it's still a tie at that point, it's a tie. So, as we go forward, I'd like to see some more PvP options. It seemed like they had the same type of thing on a different map broken up by levels. That was it. We'll have to stay tuned. And here we are at the end, my fellow gamers. It's all in your hands now. The verdict is up to you. You all know MMORPGs and MMOs in general are constantly evolving, and full-blown reviews do take time and resources. And it's easy for everybody to just say, yeah, review it, review it. However, when you don't have that many people or that much time that are into a certain game, reviews can be challenging, so we're going to leave it up to you, but with great power comes great responsibility, my friends. So, I challenge you, look at the merits. If you've played the game, throw your opinions in the comments. Is it worth the time for Gamebreaker TV to pursue a full-blown, catastrophic review of Scarlet Blade? Or are we better served using our resources on another game? It's all your decision. If you call for it, we'll do it. If you don't, we'll find another game that you may want to have a review on. In that case, you may want to recommend a game in the comments. It's all up to you. Yes or no? This is Magic Man from Gamebreaker saying, viewers, is Scarlet Blade worthy? Let us know below. Stay safe, and we'll see you out on the servers.